Locho sampo pa gyu trashi pa tuche tempe tinle yarngonda belge drolor zampe ze parache palde lame shabla solvade Omo a Guru Vajradhara Suma Timu Nishasane Karm Uta Vardanya Shri Bad Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Om a Guru Vajradhara Suma Timu Nishasane Karma Uta Vardanya Shri Bad Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Om Guru Vajradhar Suma Timu Nishasane Karma Uta Vardanya Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Om Guru Vajradhar Suma Timu Nishasane Karma Uta Vardanya Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Om Guru Vajradhara Suma Timu Nishasa Uta Vardanya Shri Bhad Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Om Guru Vajradhara Suma Timu Nishasane Karma Uta Vardanya Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Om Guru Vajradhar Suma Timu Nishasane Karma Uta Vardanya Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Om Guru Vajradhara Suma Timu Nishas Uta Vardanya Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Pakyukye Kudandagi Lo Pakyukye Sundandagi Pakyukye Tudandagi Tünyerme çıktı cingiyalım Pakyuke kudan dagilu Pakyuke sundan dagina Pakyuke tudan dagin Tünyerme çıktı cingilo Makyuke kudan dagilu Makyuke sunda daginam Makyuke tudan dagin Tünyerme çıktı cingilo Mahamuni Shakyamunye Swaha Om Shakyamunye Swaha Om Muni Muni Mahamuni Shakyamunye Swaha Sangye Chodan Soge Chancho Pardo Dani Kyapsu Chi Dagi Jinso Gibe Sonamgi Drola Pinchira Sangye Druparesho Sangye Chit Chancho Pardo Dani Kyapsu Chi Dagi Chishe Gibe Sonamgi Drola Pinchira Sangye Druparesho Sangye Chedan Sogi Chonamla Chancho Pardo Dani Kyapsu Chi Dagi Jinso Gibe Sonamgi Drola Pinchira Sangye Druparesho. In the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha, I take refuge until enlightenment. Through the practice of generosity and the other perfections, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. So, as we go through the process of understanding, to understand is good, but it's not enough. Once we have understood, we need to comprehend. Once we have comprehended, we need to familiarize in order to realize. Okay. So for instance, this morning we were talking about relying correctly upon the Guru, and we were talking about the preciousness of this life and this precious opportunity that we do have here. And that's all very wonderful, but it's not enough just to understand it. Once we have listened to it, we need to develop a mind in which we say, yes, that's true. I believe in it. It's correct. So I understand something. Once we understand, then we go to the next level, which is we need to comprehend it. We need to repeat it as many times, and we need to make questions and analyze, and we need to go up and down and right and left and all the ways until that knowledge is not something that we repeat someone else, but it's our own knowledge. It's like if someone say, oh, the fire burns. And I said, oh, really? Yes, the fire burns. Okay, I will be careful. And then someone else come, but I really believe you, so I'm avoiding fire. Then someone come and say, fire do not burn. He's telling you that because he really wants all the fire only for himself, And the fire actually really does not burn and so on. What are the probabilities that I change my mind? Quite high, actually. But what happened instead, if someone comes to me and say, fire burns, and I said, okay, yes, I believe so. But then I go and I put my hand on fire. And I feel the burning. Or afterwards, whenever someone comes and tells me fire burns, okay, I had my experience. And what if someone comes and tells me fire do not burn? Will I believe him? No. Why? Because I had my own experience. So, once anything is said to us, for example, as the preciousness of this life, we must do our own process of understanding it, of comprehending, of analyzing, of experience. Because the first step of listening is made by what is called yichu in Tibetan, which is a correct presumption, which the definition is which means the certainty about something without having had a direct experience or a logical understanding about it. So, you told me about, my teacher said this, the Buddha said that. Oh, wonderful, so I believe in it. I understood it. Yes, life is precious, I understood it. The logic, I'm not 100% convinced about it. The direct experience I have not felt yet, but I understood it. That's the first step. Once we got through that, we need to go to the second level, which is comprehending. And for comprehending, we need to use our logics. We need to go through all the directions and try to have direct experiences until we can feel it and we say, yes, life is so precious. And it's our knowledge. It's not something we have been repeating for someone else. We can feel it fully ourselves. Once we have done that, still we need to go through the next step, which is to familiarize ourselves. Because in our life, our actions, they do not come from understanding. Understanding is important, but we act based on our own habits. Our actions mostly come from our deep habits and not from our knowledge. So we need to make our knowledge become understanding, and understanding we need to make it become experience and habits. In order to make it become a habit, we need to meditate upon it. So to repeat, we need to induce ourselves into that state, for example, of the preciousness of the life, and then repeat it again and again and again and again and again and again until it comes naturally and spontaneously within us, until we can experience that in a non-conceptual way. That's the process, okay? So that's why meditation within all of that is very important. And then there are many different techniques of meditation, okay? So I would like to say, which we will just read the part regarding meditation, which is quite simple. And then after that, we will go to do some meditation together, okay? As we go through the meaning of meditation, the text itself by Pabongkha Rinpoche is quite clear. It doesn't need much explanation, but I will give some explanation in between as we go through it. As it says, forget about developing the experience of the entire path in our continuum. Merely depositing a firm imprint of it in us is thought to be much more superior than attaining clairvoyance, the power of miracles, seeing the face of one's tutelary deity, doing many hundreds of millions of recitations, or attaining the concentration of calm abiding and higher seeing. So, what does it mean when we say developing the experience of the entire path in our continuum, which means to realize the path, but merely depositing a firm imprint in our mind? If we are able simply to make a firm imprint in our mental continuum of what is the path, making a metaphor, I need to go from here to Kailash. Where do I need to go through? Oh, first I need to go through this place, then I go up the mountain, then I go down the mountain, and then at that moment I need to do this, at the other moment I need to do that. We have a view, we have an image of what we need to go through. As one of my masters, Kyabje Pabongkha used to say, the first thing that we need to do in order for something to happen is to wish for it, is to desire it. So for the path, the first thing that we need to do is to desire the path. And in order for us to desire it, we need to be able to imagine it. Okay, first step, rely correctly upon the Guru. Second step, I will generate the realization of the preciousness of this life. Then after that, impermanence, the certainty of death, certainty of the uncertainty of the moment of death. Then general and specific sufferings of samsara, renouncing samsara, developing equanimity with all other sentient beings, exchanging oneself with others, developing bodhicitta, practicing the perfections, realizing emptiness. And like this we go on through the path of accumulation, preparation, vision, the path of seeing, the path of meditation, and the path of no more learning. Now, just making a very short abbreviation of the path. But to have a gradual steps, what are the steps on the path? How should I go? It's important. Otherwise, also, we have this general idea of enlightenment, and we may remain, oh, I want enlightenment, but I really don't know what it is. Or maybe we have some idea what's the meaning of enlightenment, as we may say, okay, enlightenment means to develop one's own qualities to their maximum potential, is to eliminate our own defilements completely. But still, how do I get there? Oh, I don't know. Maybe I wait one day for something to come out of the sky and something happens to me. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. So there is a gradual path, step by step, how to get to enlightenment. So what are the steps? I need to know them. I need to have some familiarity with it. And if I am able to have this experience, to have this familiarity with the steps, even though I have not done the steps yet, this is much more powerful than doing millions of mantras and developing perfect concentration and so on and so on. This doesn't mean that this is not good. To do mantras is wonderful, to develop concentration is essentially important, but still, to have a clear imprint in our mind of the different steps on the path to enlightenment is much more important. Okay? So Pabongkha Rinpoche continues very clearly saying, therefore, it is important to do at least a brief glance meditation or panoramic meditation, shargom, in order to deposit a firm imprint with respect to the entirety of the path. So at least we need daily to make a short meditation, as where we're able to meditate. First I do this, then I do this, then I do this, then I do this, then I do this. We have the steps. This is taught to us, for example, in the Yönten Shigyurma by Lama Tsongkhapa. There is the text which is inside the Guru Yoga of Lama Tsongkhapa, the grounds of all good qualities. And then there is also the text on the Guru Puja from verse 84 up to verse 114, if I remember correctly, where actually it brings every step on the path. And as we recite the verses, we meditate on its meaning. That's how we make this sort of panoramic meditation. We go and we just go through, first I do this, then I do that, then I do that. It's similar like when an athlete is going to do one exercise and then he's already, before doing his visualizing and imagining, first I will do like this, then I will do like that, then I will do like this, like that. This is basically what we do. And it's very important for us to go through the whole path. Okay, first I will go through here, then I will go through that. Otherwise, we are here, we like Dharma, we like things, but we may feel even a little bit lost. What I do first and what I do next, where I am, what I'm doing, this can happen to us. So it's important to go through the steps, to have clear in our mind what are the steps that actually we need to follow. And it's inner steps, not external steps. But Pabongkha Rinpoche continues, saying, with regards to the glance meditation, also if one recited only the order of words, it would be only a glance recitation of words, and like a parrot's recitation, it would not help one's mental continuum. If I go to verse 84 and I go, and I just go reciting it, but my mind is thinking about lunch or what happens to the Prime Minister of Italy or who knows what, okay? Where is our mind familiarizing with? Whatever thoughts we are having. We are just familiarizing with words that we are reciting. So it's just like a parrot that is saying nice things without knowing what he's saying. And he's not familiarizing with the meaning, he's just familiarizing with the actual sound. So that's not our objective. It would not help one's mental continuum. So when we talk about familiarizing ourselves with the key points of the path, it means remembering every key point, but thinking about its meaning, not only reciting it. Therefore, think of the meaning again and again in a way that integrates it emphatically within one's mental continuum, without reciting the words intellectually. So instead of just going and reciting things fast, make in a way that the words touch the mind and the heart. That we think about the meaning. We think about the meaning of every step on the path to enlightenment. If we meditate on that, then we are really meditating on the path to enlightenment. Okay? In the beginning, when contemplating the meaning of a word concerning the object of meditation, the mind is touched. In the very beginning, when we first meditate on something and we reflect upon the meaning of preciousness of this life, we maybe feel touched and we say, oh, how beautiful, how wonderful opportunity I have. But later, if the mind remains untouched because of knowing it by heart, after reflecting on the single meaning of word again and again, then it is a sign that the contemplation did not reach the right point, and the Dharma is taken for granted to be untamed. So, this is something very dangerous that can happen to every one of us. Basically we say something. For example, may all beings have happiness and its causes. May all beings be free from suffering and its causes, and so on. Which is one of the most powerful and beautiful prayers I have ever heard and said. But what happened is that maybe the first time we listen to it, it touches our mind. Open our heart. Then we recite every day again and again and again and again, and then suddenly it makes no more effect. It's just a word that we are reciting without feeling anything. That shouldn't be like that. If we do like that, then we are not being in the right point. Then we are taking the Dharma for granted, and we are completely just being like a sort of a parrot. We just recite things. Okay? Even in the monasteries, there is one way, sort of monastery slang, which is when someone does something, this I thought, I don't know if in other monasteries, but instead I was like that. When someone was doing something in an automatic way without really thinking about it, just do it, the work not well done, you just do like that just to do it, without really thinking about it. It said, oh, the work you have done is drolapencher. You did a work drolapencher. Drolapencher means for the benefit of all sentient beings. You have done that for the benefit of all sentient beings. Strange, no? What does that mean? In the prayer, Sangye Chedan Soge Chonamla Janju Bardo Dani Kepsa Chedagi Jinso Gibe Sonam Gi Drola Pincher Sangye Drubarsho. May I reach enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. We make this prayer so many times that maybe we just become automatic. And we say for the benefit of all sentient beings, but we are there so selfish and just thinking about the I and the my and completely rejecting other people and other sentient beings, and there are we saying for the benefit of all sentient beings. So, it should not be in that way. We should make it possible that every word we say touches our mind and our heart, and not just something automatic. So we need to be careful not to enter into this automatic way of just reciting without truly thinking about the meaning, without letting it touch our heart and mind. Okay? I think it's quite clear, no? And we have all experienced this danger. It's something very common. Otherwise, Pabongkha Rinpoche would not be talking about it also, no? So how should it be? An opposite case, for instance, is when one hears the news of the death of one's parents. The suffering becomes more and more intense while thinking of the meaning of the words of the news. When someone comes to us and say that someone that we love has passed away, if we think about that words again and again, and the more we listen to the words, the suffering becomes stronger or lesser? Becomes stronger, no? Something I already know. I already know that person I love has passed away. But then still, it's coming at people and saying, oh, you know, that person passed away. It was so bad. You know what happened? That he fell from that place and this happened and his head went open or whatever, okay? And it goes on to details, all details that we already know. But the more we listen to it, the more we think about it, the stronger it becomes on ourselves. Also, another example, similarly, if the meaning of a single word regarding an object of meditation becomes more and more, the other one here. The other example is, the aspect of the object of attachment also becomes more and more vivid if contemplated. When we have an object of desire or attachment, the more we talk about that object of desire, does the desire get smaller or bigger? It gets bigger. We already know all of that. But the more we talk about it, the desire simply gets bigger. Okay? Similar to that, also if we take an object of anger, we are angry with someone because of whatever reason. Then someone comes and continues to talk to us about that same thing. And the more we think about the object of anger, the anger gets bigger or smaller? It gets bigger. Okay? Even though are things that we already know. Similar to that, if the meaning of a single word regarding an object of meditation becomes more and more beneficial to one's mind while contemplating it, one has then approached the right point. What is the right way of meditating? Is when I meditate on may all beings have happiness and its causes, the more I say, the more I feel love for others. If the more I meditate on it, the more it touches my mind, the more it touches my heart, the more I feel the meaning of it, this means I am on the right point. This means I am meditating in the right way, I am following the right path. Okay? I think it's quite clear, no? Not so easy, but it's quite clear. Furthermore, the essential meaning is to be kept in the mind, and it is also and it also has to be integrated with the mind. The meaning of what we meditate, we need to remember it, but we need to integrate it in our actions and in our thoughts also, not just as a sort of concept that we have understood. Even if you repeatedly contemplate the aspects of the words, it would be only like memorizing words. If you just think about the words and repeat the words and the words and the words, it's just like memorizing words. Instead, we don't need to reflect upon the words, we need to reflect about the meaning of the words. Moreover, the Dharma could be taken as a way for one's own mind to stay uncontrolled. Which means, if we just recite the words and the words and the words, and we think we are practicing the Dharma because we are familiarizing ourselves with the words, our mind continues to be untamed, and we think, oh, the Dharma is not working. But I'm never reflecting upon the meaning, I'm just reciting words. Okay? This, in our context, is a little bit less danger. In the Tibetan Buddhism in Tibet, there was a bit more danger because people have the habit of reciting a lot. So I will come and I will recite the prayer 25,000 times, 1 million times, which has benefits also. But I never think about the meaning. I'm just reciting words and words and words and words. And I'm never feeling the preciousness of this life, even though I am reciting the verse talking about it hundreds of thousands of times. Because I just familiarize myself with words and not with the meaning of such words. Whereas, if the aspects of the meaning are contemplated repeatedly, one would gain some experience. If we take the meaning and we reflect upon the meaning again and again, then we really gain experience on the path. So words are important, are said to be like the, bastone, the stick, the walking stick for an old person. The word is the walking stick of the old meaning. So the word helps us to think about the meaning. But the word without the meaning has no meaning. So we need to always connect to the meaning, not just let it be one word by itself. Like when we say in Buddha, Dharma and Sangha, take refuge into enlightenment, so much is inside there. But we need to direct, we need to think about it, we need to reflect, we need to take time first. And then after it helps us to just reconnect to that meaning. Okay? As it will come on and say here. A first step of meditation is to have something abridged, then elaborated, then to have the points gathered. Which means, first of all, we do the meditation in a short way. We reflect upon the preciousness of this life. We don't do it in too many details for too long time. We just go through it, we meditate a bit, we induce ourselves to that state, and so on. Then once we got familiarized with that, then we go deep into details. We go into every detail of it, we take time, we go deep into it. Once we are more familiarized with that, then we do it in a very short way, but by just remembering the key point, the key words, this will automatically bring us to the whole rest of the understanding without needing to make it verbal. It's like saying, first we need to learn in order for later to forget it. It's like when learning to play an instrument. First we need to say, okay, I put this finger here to make this note, that finger there to make that note, the position is this, the arm goes like that, I need to move in this way, that way. We have everything is taught. Once we repeat, then Then after some time, we need to take care of the minimum detail. Then once we have taken care of the minimum details and we get familiarized with that, then after we can just play it without thinking anymore about it. It becomes just natural. So first we do it short, then we make it long, then we do it short again without losing the meaning of the long. Okay? And the intensity of it also. Then the meditation comes without thinking, like the arising of delusions. When we get angry, do we think about anger? I need to get angry. It's not like we say, tomorrow at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I will be angry. When it comes, it comes. Similar to that, when we repeat again the meditation on the meaning, and we do this process of first medium, short, then long, then short again, but connecting to the essence of it, then at a certain point, it will simply come spontaneously to us. It will simply come naturally and spontaneously to us. That's when we have somehow realized it. And sometimes we can suddenly have a great, this is an important point also, and sometimes we can suddenly have a great experiential insight of ascertainment without having done any specific meditation. But it is based upon feeling and therefore it is not reliable. What does this mean? Sometimes we may experience some situation. Let's say we are near to a person that is in a very difficult situation, and we look to that person and we feel how fortunate we are. And we have that glance of our own fortune, and we feel so strong, oh, how fortunate I am, I must make good use of this life. Wonderful that we have that, but it's not reliable, because it's just a reaction to a situation that we have been living outside. Instead, we need to go through meditation and gradually generate the state of mind, coming from inside to outside, and not a reaction from something that has happened outside, which is also okay, but it's not the actual path. It's not something that we can really rely upon on our path. That's the difference. When we get that true meditation, we familiarize ourselves with it, and then gradually it becomes more and more deep, more and more strong, until it comes naturally, and that's very strong because it's coming from inside out and it's not depending on external conditions. So, in contrast, if it is an experiential insight of ascertainment, which gradually gets better by the end of a continuous analysis using discrimination wisdom, then it is a real experience and therefore reliable. When an effortless experience is gained, the aimed for point of meditation will dawn to one's mind by simply remembering the key points of the meditative object, without the need of contemplating the whole set of examples and meanings. When we get really familiarized with it, by the simple fact of touching the point, preciousness of this life, it is enough to bring us to that state of mind. We don't need to go again through all the examples and through all the reflection about it. Just touching the point will be enough to bring us back to that state. Okay? This is where we want to get. Also, for carrying out the actual meditation for the small level of beings, here we have 3 levels of beings, which are the 3 scopes. Small scope, medium scope, and higher scope. The 3 scopes are 3 types of motivation within our spiritual practice. The lower, the middle, and the higher. The lower is already very good. It's not, oh, that's a lower level of meditation. No, it's already something very good, actually. So what is the lower level? Or the small scope? Is when we take care of the way how we live this life, because we are careful for what is going to happen after our own death. So I am worried about my continuity. I am worried about how I'm going to continue after death. So I'm going to live this life in a coherent way, in accordance to what I know is correct and what I know is not correct, in order to have a good continuity. That's this lower scope, which is already very good. The medium scope is when we have the determination to get out of the complete cycle of samsara. It's not enough just to have a good rebirth. I must get out of the complete cycle of samsara. Then the higher scope is when we develop true love and compassion for others, and we want to develop ourselves to our own maximum potential, which means enlightenment, in order to help others to get out of suffering. Bodhicitta. That's the higher scope. Okay? So, as it says, also for carrying out the actual meditation for the small level of beings, for the small scope, such as focusing on the human body of leisure and endowments, the preciousness of this life, and impermanence. If one did the glance meditation over the entire path, the different sides of meditations would be the different series of meditation would be included in one's survey of experience, and there would be a greater familiarity with them, as if knowing when the correct time to do session is. So, which means is, even though I am in the very beginning of the path, I am in the part in which I'm still meditating on the preciousness of this life, there is still a lot to go. This doesn't mean that I should not make a glance meditation on the rest of the path. I should also reflect. I go deeper in the very first step in which I am, but then I just reflect in a more superficial way about all the other steps that I will still need to do. It's like if I have a long to-do list, and first I'm doing the first point, but I'm reading the whole list every time. I'm just doing the first point, but I'm reading the whole list, so I'm going to get familiarized with the whole list. So, this is actually very important, because as we get familiarized with the path, we also start understanding that it is actually possible to get out of samsara. It is actually possible to reach enlightenment. It's not just something mystical somewhere who knows where. So, like if we use this metaphor, we have the whole to-do list from the very beginning up to enlightenment, what we need to do. But even though we are maybe in the first point, or the second point, or the third, whatever, we meditate on the whole path. On the whole, we go just point by point. We just read every point of what we need to do in order to make it clear for us what's the path that we will follow. Okay? So, one of the very important things that we have just seen here is the fact that meditation is not just emptying our mind. Meditation has very much to do with the fact of self-inducing our mind into a specific state in order to familiarize our mind with it. It's not just recitation. We need to meditate and familiarize ourselves with the meaning. So we need to induce ourselves to that understanding, to that comprehension, and ultimately we need to induce ourselves to that experience so that it becomes more and more spontaneous until one day it just comes naturally. That's the objective. Okay? So, there are many, many different ways of meditation, and I would say that we'll do one of these forms of meditation now together. Okay? Then tomorrow we will continue with the next steps, which is going into more details about relying correctly or properly upon the Guru. And then there is, as we go on here, the points are very simple, but they are very much detailed somehow. As Pabongkha Dechen tells us his experience, we have to rely properly upon a Guru. Then we have the next main subject is here, identifying the leisures and endowments, which means the preciousness of this life. Then there is the certainty of death. And then there is a part of developing our mother sentient beings, which means developing love and compassion for others, and the meditation on the correct view of reality. Okay? This is the main points that this text Pabongkha Rinpoche is bringing to us. Okay? Perciò, adesso io direi, abbiamo capito un pochettino meglio che cosa intendiamo per meditazione. E questo è importante perché spesso nei nostri giorni si passa l'idea che meditare vuol dire semplicemente entrare in uno stato meditativo, dove l'oggetto di meditazione non importa quale sia. Mentre in realtà l'oggetto di meditazione è essenziale alla meditazione. Ok? Perciò io, come ho detto prima, volevo unificare questa parte che abbiamo visto insieme con la meditazione sui 5 Dhyani Buddha, l'autoguarigione. Okay? L'autoguarigione è una tecnica di meditazione che va a usare la recitazione, i gesti e anche il, come si dice, è una comunicazione corporale che ha un potere grande anche verso di noi. Questo si va a unire alle visualizzazioni che hanno una forte capacità. E quello che andiamo a fare durante l'autoguarigione, mettendo in pochissime parole, è familiarizzare noi stessi con le nostre qualità e abbandonare le nostre negatività. In poche parole è quello. Ed è un processo di ripetere questo, di indurci a questi sentimenti, a questi stati. Okay? Riconoscendo che è un processo graduale dentro di noi. Quindi andiamo a sviluppare, prima di tutto andiamo a fare la purificazione degli elementi, poi andiamo a generare l'energia positiva che rappresenta il potenziale che ognuno ha dentro di noi di amore, di pazienza, di soddisfazione, di generosità, di umiltà, di saggezza e così via. Andiamo a sviluppare questo nostro potenziale, queste nostre qualità, affinché li sviluppiamo al massimo e ci riconosciamo in queste qualità stesse. In poche parole, quello che c'è all'interno dell'autoguarigione. Okay? Oggi faremo l'autoguarigione come la facciamo di solito, più normale, poi domani vediamo come ci sviluppiamo per fare anche insieme con la pratica delle 5 grandi madri. E poi possiamo anche fermarci un pochettino a spiegare ogni passaggio della pratica, eccetera. Però preferirei oggi sederci un pochettino di più a meditare, vero e proprio, che stare a spiegare ancora più tantissime cose. Ok? Anche perché l'intendimento, sia la comprensione è importante, però l'esperienza è anche molto importante. E dobbiamo avere la nostra esperienza per poter ripeterla anche dopo. Ok? Quindi quello che faremo è il seguente. Prenderemo la pratica dell'autoguarigione per essere completa a tutti gli effetti, deve essere unita con le pratiche preliminari. Le pratiche preliminari possono essere recitate in diverse forme. Oggi la reciteremo insieme con la Guru Puja. Perciò se abbiamo il testo della Guru Puja, se qualcuno lo può distribuire, in modo che facciamo questo, la reciteremo in un modo un po' veloce e io spiegherò il significato nella visualizzazione, quindi anche se non sappiamo il significato di ogni parola in questo caso non importa, perché il significato andiamo a rifletterlo nella visualizzazione che andrò a spiegare. Invece di andare a vedere ogni parola, cerchiamo di concentrarci sul significato essenziale di ogni passaggio. Ok? Bene. Una cosa importante quando facciamo la meditazione è quello della postura in cui andiamo a sederci. Cerchiamo di sederci in una posizione confortevole, con la schiena dritta però non tesa. So, now we will do the meditation on self-healing, which the meditation of self-healing itself is a practice that includes the whole process of familiarizing ourselves with our qualities, of abandoning our own mental defilements, of recognizing the whole gradual path to enlightenment, and recognizing our own potential and gradually developing this potential and recognizing our identity within our own potential. All of this, it is inside the practice of self-healing. So we're not going to go into details about the meaning right now, but we will do the practice, and as we should start with the preliminaries, we will not do the preliminaries, we will do the preliminaries within the Guru Puja, okay? And as we will do the Guru Puja, we will recite it in Tibetan, but I will explain the meaning, the essential meaning of every step. So even though we don't know how to recite it well, or we don't understand the exact meaning of the words, first I will explain the meaning. Then as we reflect upon the meaning, or we can listen to the words, or we can recite it together. Okay? So we sit down in a comfortable position, with our back straight but not tense. Our shoulders are relaxed. Our shoulders are relaxed. Our mouth is relaxed. Our eyes are slightly closed, looking downward. We are aware of our own breath. Gradually, we bring the air below the navel as we inhale and we let our breath become deeper and deeper. We deeply relax in the present moment. Any other thought that may come to our mind, we don't give attention to it. We simply let it go. Just as it came from nothing, it goes to nothing. When we bring back our attention to the air that goes in and the air that goes out. In the space in front of us appears Guru Buddha, sitting on a beautiful throne with a lotus flower, a sun and a moon cushion. Guru Buddha, in the appearance as Buddha Shakyamuni, inseparable of all our gurus, smiles to us, is inseparable of all Buddhas, of all holy beings. We look to Guru Buddha, then we look to ourselves, and we deeply wish to be completely free of all our defilements, such as anger, hatred, aversion, jealousy, envy. And we deeply wish to develop our qualities, such as love and compassion, patience, stability, and so on. We request the blessings of Guru Buddha to eliminate our defilements, to develop our qualities. Lights and nectars emanate from his 5 chakras, absorbing at our crown, throat, and 6th chakra, purifying all our negativities, revitalizing our qualities. We take refuge in the Buddha that shows us the path. We take refuge in the Dharma, the actual path to follow. We take refuge in the Sangha, the spiritual company during our path. Namo Dechen Ale Rani La Tande selve kule serzo, cho chur trepe ne chu chin la pe, ta param jamba shi yun tenki, köpe ke pa pun sum so par kyur, rab karge sim chembe ngang ni le, Dadang kanya magen simche nam Tene chi si chanchu nyingpo par Lama kuncho sumla kyav sudro Namo Guru Bye Namo Buddhaya Namo Dharmaya Namo Sanghaya Namo Gurubhye Namo Buddhaya Namo Dharma Namo Sanghaya. There is no difference between us and every sentient being around us. We all suffer. We all want to be happy, and we do everything we can for our own happiness. As we look to the suffering of others around us, we deeply wish everyone to be free from suffering. From our heart, light emanates. As we take refuge first on the Buddha that one day we will become. Because as we see other sentient beings, we feel how impotent we are right now, incapable of truly helping others. So we take refuge in the Buddha that one day we will become, in our own potential of enlightenment. We take refuge in the Dharma that we will realize. We take refuge in our own potential to help others, the Sangha. An emanation of Guru Buddha comes towards us, enters through our crown, and joyfully sits in our heart. From our heart, inseparably of Guru Buddha, light emanates, eliminating the suffering of every sentient being, coming back and reabsorbing into our heart. Ma sem chen kungi tungi chir, Dani lama lar gyurne, sem chen tam che lama lai, ko pancho la ko pasha, ma sem chen kungi tungi chir, Dani lama lar gyurne, sem chen tam che lama lai, ko pancho la ko paracha, ma sem chen kungi tungi chir, Dani lama lar gyurne, sem chen tam che lama lai, ko pancho la ko paracha, ma sem chen tam che ge tundu da ge tsedi nil, nyurwa deme sangye lama lai, ko pa ngundu che, ma sem chen tam che dunga le dre de chen sangye ge sala ko paracha, Te chirtu lam samo lama lai, ne jo nyam so lang wara ge wo. Guru Buddha in front of us dissolves into light. The light comes towards us, enters through our forehead, and fills our body completely. As the light absorbs towards our forehead, it expands through our body, and from our body it expands through the whole universe. There is nothing more than an infinite emptiness, full of light, inseparable of great bliss, and I am such union of great bliss and emptiness. In an instant from the union of great bliss and emptiness, we appear with a pure form as a body made out of light and nectar. We have a central channel, a left and a right channel, and 5 chakras, the main centers of energy of our body. From our heart, light emanates, purifying completely the whole environment, eliminating any sort of impurity, pollution, and conflict that there may exist. The light and nectar reabsorb back into our heart. Once again, they emanate and generate an ocean of offerings in front of us. The offerings are pure, as we offer them to all holy beings. L'oceano di offerte sono di offerte pure, a offrire a ogni essere sacro. Omo Ahum, Omo Ahum, Omo Ahum. Ngowo yeshe la namba nanche dan che ze so so nambra chele wambo druge che yodo de donge yeshe gebra gebe sada parna nange kyen tamche yon so kya china sawe chirin tamze chenze samge mi kya pe khanwar kyu. In a space in front of us arises Guru Buddha. In the appearance as our Guru, with a beautiful smile. Guru Buddha is inseparable of all Buddhas of the 10 directions and the 3 times. Guru Buddha has a white Om, a red A, a blue Hum, a yellow Tram, and a green Tri at each one of his 5 chakras, symbolizing his qualities as being inseparable of all Buddhas. We request every Buddha from the 10 directions, every holy being, to come right now to this place and to bless Guru Buddha, to become inseparable with Guru Buddha in front of us, to become non-dual. Dedon yerme lala yambra kwensan chetin tribe wo loma medo tribu yunze dogu pasam chumpetse donga barwe rinche triten chuge nida gebe te kati sanden sawel sangye kungi ngowo nye namba ngurme zimbe gelon sheche chanye zumkarad chaye cheche yumba nyamsha duze kangwe lungse na kurgun dande chugo sumso serdo penshe wiladze Tukara kyabda dorje chanwa sheche chani kudongo Dorje sungne yinchu margyo lenge dedon robege Nama rinche genge treshin laze dagi na zelu Sembe gende veser tomba jatsu nange korwewo Dorje kilron tsulge shube pumbo namda deshenga Kamshi yumshi keje sagyo sina jancho sempangu Pabo dracho nire chikdo yangla trowo wombo Vesera chogyo nujin sawa jikden pana shakid. Tagorin shi ngogyo lama idam kingo latsod. Sangye jansen pabo kandro tensung gyatso kornesh. Tedara gosum dorje sunze hungi vesera chagyo. Rashi nene yeshe pan. Chendra yerme tempare kyur. Unzo dele chungne to sumge tsagyo lama yedan kunchoso. Pawo kandro chogyo sumso che. Tuje wange dirche tembra shu. Chona ranshin drowo kundre. Nazo duje samba chishintu. Chirian charwe kense trinle che. Kyabgun damba korche sheksus. Omo guru Buddha bodhisattva dharma pala sapare war. Ehya hi tsa hum bam ho. Yeshe panam tamse pada niso me parakyu. In front of Guru Buddha, inseparable of all holy beings, we now make prostrations in order to cultivate our humility, gratitude, faith, and respect. Kange tuje dewa chimbo ye kusung goban chogyan keche la tsotse lama rinchen tabuku dorche chensha pemo chatselo rabchan gyawa kunge yeshe ni kandu chiryan charwe tabge cho mormi zimbe karge nero wa kyabgun dambe shabla chatselo nyegun paja cheba chujun shi pame yunde rinchen tsoge ter pende malu jungwe gochi bu jitun lame shabla chatselo Harche temba sangye kunge ngo geri shidon tamcho chungwen. Pazo kunge una langye wa trinche lama namla chatse lo. Tusum chochur shube lama dan rinchen chosum chawe tamche la. Teche mebe tenyang gyatso che. Shindo nyambe ludro chatse lo. To Guru Buddha we make offerings in order to cultivate merits, gratitude, and respect. As we make offerings to Guru Buddha, he experiences a new sensation of great bliss and emptiness. And for ourselves, we accumulate merits, and at the same time, we make the link and connection with Guru Buddha stronger and stronger. Kyabgun jitsun lama korjela nazo chiring gatso bilwa nye kule rinche eba noyanle dache dutse chushi degi dombo sima tenwa pele pa tsebe medo sadam parnanka shishin pöge duba bendurye yarke ngombo trige lalantri nida norbo rabkara tome tso tongso minse wese tsegak gabo tsinden kurgon trig Pechun tsuchen koryo kune ki roge chuden saja tungwa dal hadami shase lumbo po natso romo chetan tanyele chungwe danye gyuwe sasungwe sudra tiro rekche pe zempe shinan dunyo lamu chukun kyam sashi peke chushi medo chan rira linshe nide gembad sangye shindo mikte uwargi Drogu namda shinla che parasho. Chewa trage linshe lumbro che rinchen dunda nyewe rinchen so. Kunga kebe no je penson so lami lomcho dogu terchembu. Dawe simge punjo shinge cho kyabgun tu che chen la ulwaragi. Yedam guru rana mandrala kam niryata yami. Washa yi zhe yi shin ga tsu ngo si shi nam kara lewa chen zengi. Dado gebe kunge yi zhe shin jikden le de ran shengi. Kosong gewe medo chi an tra kwen san chebe chin so bum zhe shin. Lapso rim nye lange drende pe ga zen che tsun lama nye chi bul. Kurgum damde sambu chinge che roge pe zinge che tuwa. Chakyu nga dan drama nga la so chandan barwe du tse gya so cho. Iwan la tso palzin chujun shin debe gyutse la ge ludrama shinge nga ge linge ponye tso zetu gyume chagya nangyab timde linge dewe yeshe che choguran shin tongdan drewe yerme lundru masam chole de tendan jancho semcho kyolabul nyomo shigya tsashi neljurpe sambo mingi chetra natsodan kyone gichirda drembulana Namkara jisim baso sondo so. In front of Guru Buddha, the embodiment of everything that is sacred, after having made prostrations and offerings, we openly admit every negative action we have done since the begin last time, of body, speech, or mind. Commit not to repeat such actions again. Om Vajra Sattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajra Sattva Tenopa Tishta Didro Mebao Sotokayo Mebawa Supokayo Mebawa Anurakto Mebao Sarva Siddhi Mebraya Jan Sarva Karma Sutsa Me Siddha Shriyan Kuro Ha 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 ho Bhagawa Sarva Tata Gata Vajramami Vajra Bhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Ome dune mige dikpele gidan gitse iran chichepa tuje chenren chengar gyosemgi shashi lenche migi domban. We deeply rejoice on every positive action done by all the Buddha, by every sentient being, and by ourselves. We deeply rejoice. We request Guru Buddha to remain with us until the end of samsara, to guide us on every moment of every life with the holy Dharma. And we dedicate our merits for the great enlightenment of all sentient beings. Shuna ranshin tsema dandreya milam jishin keba tamche gi dega chirya charwe namkrala daja samba tabe irango pulchon kense chunse bumdrete taye drodi pende kunde tse keda yundu nedan pewe chir sabge chege charba abdu so dorje kula keje mingaya tunjo wange gyabo samato daja meba jishin site bar Nyange mida tabra shuso so dedra trumbe namkra gyawetso Kadrin sumde jetsun lamai tera kunto drame jetzenchi Tonchu dorje changwa topchira. Please, Guru Buddha, bless us. We request your blessing so that we may be able to develop our qualities completely and help every sentient being to get out of suffering. Mime tsewe terche chenre si drime kembe wambo jambe lian debu malo jumse sanwe da kanche kebe tsugen tsungkapa losan rape shabla solwa de yunden chungne tsutring gyatso che mando norbu tsoge yoso tam murme tsimba tungwa nipe che neden duwa tsinla sowa kandan dena devra shekpe lam tembra wepe yunden chuden pa Malu gyalwe duzun choge je tekcho gewe shela sowade gosum ledam lojen sodendra yodan gyume ngadan gyusheshi teni chusun ridan chegepe dorje zimbe sola sowad sangye drame jumbe maduwe marun duge nikdu drowal teshe lamsan jishin tumbaye kyavkon tuge nubgyurote gongya mebe drowa mambola Yahweh zeba nyevra druzepe kyabkon tuje chenla sowad. Yahwa tamche kange babu buga chitsayan daja sonam shindo lenga pe kyabkon tuje chenla sowad. Kusung genge korlo ni tabge gyuru drawe chogele tame tsuge drowa drenzepe kyabkon tuje chenla sowad. Yogi punga keche yanla nam deshe ringa yabyon sempada Trobo wambo ranshin chosumge danye lama chola sawad Punge yeshe reba lejunwe kingo kolo jewe danyete Rige kyabda dorje zimbet suncho tambo gun la sawad Shime linke gawe reba da yerme tenyo kungya kungeda Toma tadre kunsan tundamki Chancho semgo kyo la solwa de. We request Guru Buddha deeply to remain with us at all moments, to guide us at every word we say, every thought we have, every choice we make, at every moment in this life, at our own death, at the bardo, and in all future rebirth. Please, Guru Buddha, remain with us, guide us with compassion and wisdom. Guru Buddha accepts our request with a beautiful smile, and from his 5 chakras light emanates, white, red, blue, yellow, and green, absorbing at our 5 chakras. Kenye lama, kenye yeda, kenye kandra chagyante, tene sunde chanchu pardo kyomi kyashe mitsowe, didam pardo chime taryan tuche chagyu sunsola, sishi jigro ngodru kun, tenge trozo pajo son, kenye lama, kenye yedam, kenye kandra chagyante, Tene sunde janchu bardo kyomi kyabshe mitsowe. Didam pardo chime taryan tuje chagyo sungtsola. Sishi jigdro ngodrub kunz. Tengi trozo pajos. Kenyi lama kyoni yedam. Kyoni kandro chegyonte. Tene sonte chanchu pardo kyamin kyabshe mitsolwen didam pardo chime taryan toche chagyu sontsola Si shi jik trol, ngodrub kunsol, tengi trozo, pachosum. An emanation of Guru Buddha comes towards us, enters through our crown, and joyfully sits in our hearts. Our body, speech, and mind becomes inseparable with the body, speech, and mind of Guru Buddha. We become one and of the same nature. Our mind expands through infinite space, filled with love, compassion, wisdom, and joy. Lame kuson toge ne namle du tsive ser karmar tinkasum rim dan chik char chung ne danigi ne son rim dan chik char timpale driv shi tak chinam da wang shi top Koshi topchi lama nibashik geshin timpe jingi la parekyo. Purify space element at our crown, wind at our sacred chakra. As the wind blows, it purifies the fire at the navel. The fire grows, purifying earth at the heart. The heat of the earth purifies water at the throat. The water evaporates, and as it goes through the crown, it condenses and comes down through the body as a rain of nectar, purifying the body and the mind. Ram Lamba shu ude swaha. Eho shude swaha. Yamo shude swaha. Ramo shude swaha. Lam ho shude swaha. Bam ho shude swaha. Eya ram lam bam. Shude shude swaha. Omo Swabhava Shuddha Sarva Dharma Swabhava Shuddha. In an instant, everything dissolves into infinite emptiness. There is nothing more than an infinite emptiness full of light, empty of inherent existence, inseparable of great bliss. And I am such union of great bliss and emptiness. In an instant, the universe appears from the union of great bliss and emptiness. And ourselves, we appear in the form of a pure body of light, with a central channel, a left and a right channel, and 5 main energy points, so-called chakras. At our secret chakra appears a green lotus with 32 petals. At the navel, a yellow one with 64 petals. At the heart, a blue lotus with 8 petals. At the throat, a red lotus with 16 petals. And at the crown appears a white lotus with 32 petals, symbolizing our channels perfectly balanced, so our energy can flow naturally and spontaneously. Pamle pema jangu, pamle pema serpo, pamle pema ngompo, pamle pema marpo, pamle pema karpo. Omo ahung atramari. The 6 syllables transformed into the symbols of the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, representing our qualities that grow and develop. At the secret chakra, there is a green double vajra, a yellow jewel at the navel, a blue vajra at the heart, a red lotus at the throat, and a white dharma wheel at the crown. Rile natso dorje jangu ri tramle norbo serpo tram hunle dorje ngompo hung ale pema marpo a omle korlo karpo om. In our 5 chakras, the symbols transformed into the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, representing our qualities developed to their maximum potential. Our crown appears white Vairocana, red Amitabha at the throat, blue Akshobhya at the heart, yellow Radnasambhava at the navel, and green Amoghasiddhi at the secret chakra. Omo korlo nanse dorche, a pema che dorche, hun dorche mikyo dorche, tram norbo rinchon dorche, Re natso dorje tuyun dorje. Lama tuyun dorje kin. We purify all the negativities related to our secret chakra. We purify all the negativities related to our secret chakra in the form of dark green garudas, smoke and dirt. And especially we purify all our fears, jealousy, envy, and all sicknesses related to our secret chakra. As you receive all the blessings of Buddha Amoghasiddhi in the form of green light nectar, we develop all our qualities such as power of realization, the all-realizing wisdom, the power of rejoicing to be happy for the happiness and virtuous actions of others, the pure aggregate of compositional factors, our own personality in a pure state. Omo amoga siddhi hum, Om amoga siddhi hum, Om amoga siddhi hum, Omo amoga siddhi hum, Om amoga siddhi hum. Lamrim dorje kien. And the navel chakra with the blessings of Supreme Healer Guru Buddha Ratna Sambhava, yellow in color with the mudra of supreme generosity. We purify all our negativities related to our navel chakra. Especially we purify our miserliness, arrogance, and all sicknesses related to the navel chakra in the form of dark yellow horses, smoke, and dirt. As you receive all the blessings of Supreme Healer Guru Buddha Ratna Sambhava in the form of yellow and light nectar, we develop humility, generosity of giving materially, of giving love, of giving protection, of giving the Dharma, the pure aggregate of sensation, and the wisdom of equanimity. Om Ratna Sambhava Hum. 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 Lama Michel Rinpoche. With our heart chakra, with the blessings of Supreme Healer Guru Buddha Kyabje, blue in color with the mudra of stability, we purify all the negativities related to our heart chakra. We purify all the negativities related to our heart chakra, especially we purify our hatred, anger, nervousness, anxiety, inner instability, impatience, sadness, depression, and all sicknesses related to our heart chakra. We purify them all in the form of dark blue snakes, smoke, and dirt. As we receive all the blessings of Supreme Healer Guru Buddha Kyabje in the form of blue light and nectar, it revitalizes our qualities such as love, compassion, patience, stability, spontaneous joy, the pure aggregate of consciousness, and the Dharma Dhatu wisdom, the mind in its pure state. Omo Akshobhya Hum. Omo Akshobhya Hum. Omo Akshobhya Hum. Om Akshobhya Hum. Om A Akshobhya Hum. Om A Akshobhya Hum. Lama Chodorjikin. At the throat chakra, the blessings of Supreme Healer Guru Buddha Amitabha, red in color, with the mudra of meditation. We purify all the negativities related to our throat chakra. We purify all the negativities, especially our attachment, unlimited desire, insatisfaction, lack of concentration, violent speech, and all the sicknesses related to our throat chakra. We purify them all in the form of dark red hands, smoke, and dirt. As we receive all the blessings of Supreme Healer Guru Buddha Amitabha in the form of red light and nectar, it brings us and it revitalizes our qualities, such as concentration, satisfaction, the pure speech, the pure aggregate of discrimination, and the wisdom of discrimination. Om Amitabha Hum. 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 Lamanangze Dorjikin. At our crown chakra with the blessings of Supreme Healer Guru Buddha Vairocana, white in color with the mudra of wisdom. We purify all negativities related to our crown chakra. We purify all the negativities related to our crown chakra, especially our ignorance, lack of inner space, wrong view of reality, and all sicknesses related to our crown chakra. We purify them all in the form of dark black hands, black pigs, smoke, and dirt. As we receive the blessings of Supreme Healer Guru Buddha Vairocana in the form of white light and nectar, it revitalizes our qualities such as our wisdom, infinite inner space, the correct view of reality. We develop the mirror-like wisdom and the pure aggregate of form, our body in a pure state. Om Vairocana Hum. 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 In an instant, we appear as Vajradhara, the union of all the 5 Dhyani Buddhas. We have the identity within the union of all the qualities that we have just developed. We are with the hugging mudra, representing that in the union of method and wisdom, of love and wisdom, there are no more enemies. Method to balance and develop our male energy of method and the female energy of wisdom. We visualize our male energy of method as a white bodhicitta flows downwards from our crown to our sacral chakra as we experience great bliss, inseparable from emptiness. Then the female energy of wisdom, as the red bodhicitta, flows upwards from the sacral chakra to our crown chakra, and once again we experience the union of great bliss and emptiness. Then the two energies unite at our crown, throat, sacral, navel, and finally at our heart chakra. As all the energy absorbs in our heart chakra, we experience a new sensation of great bliss and emptiness, purifying our body and mind on a subtle and very subtle level. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Om Mahasukha 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 Hum. Om Vishwa Shanti 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 Hum. Lama Kuncho Sumla Kyabso Chi Rangni Lase Dodri Sungme Cho Donga Choson Yercho Tada Dom Gecho Kundu Chi Shin Roten Che. In an instant, from the union of great bliss and emptiness appears the universe, and within it we appear with a pure body of light, holding Vajra and bell, symbolizing our commitment to keep method and wisdom, and to act for the benefit of all sentient beings. Dorna ditso namkra gewe tso chinye sapa tei nyurtu da norbo panzo shamba larkene lame lamge rimpa tarchin sho. Om Michi vetse ma tongwa na te ime la mi kyo dorje ku se wa tong ne chi da pa chum te chi me rik tsi nyur du to parashun. Nimodele tsendele nime kuyandele kshin nin tsen tak tu delek pe koncho sum ki jingi lo koncho sum ki ngo drubo tsol koncho sum ki Trashishon. At dawn or dusk, at night or midday, may the three jewels grant us their blessings. May they help us to achieve all realizations and sprinkle the path of our lives with various signs of auspiciousness. So repeat after me for a special dedication. Sem Chosudro. Ch Lam Sudro. Lamla Parche Miyonwarsho. Sem Chosudro. Ch Lam Tudro. Lamla Parche Miyonwarsho. May the mind become the Dharma. May the Dharma become the path. May the path be free from interferences. Taşıdile.